What's good, Council of Comics? We're back. Last of Us, episode 2. What's Joel gonna do? Let's go.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
He's gonna not do much. That's what Joel's gonna do, because that's what we learned in this episode. First, we get a little trip back in time to Indonesia, so that we learn that this thing spread from flour, right? Which is funny because if you go back to the first episode, you notice that Joel and his daughter don't eat flour products.
Yeah, I read those Easter eggs. He didn't pick up the cake.
Right, he didn't pick up the cake.
Yeah,
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
Interesting.
I thought that was funny.
I like that.
Well, but he was gonna make pancakes, right?
Yes, and he never made the
And he never
pancakes.
made
Got the
pancakes,
mix, yeah. So, like, does all the grain come from Jakarta, though?
A great deal of our grain of the minced flour does
A
come
lot
from
of it
Indonesia.
comes.
Yes.
A lot of it. Okay.
You know, and she was in Jakarta and she said bomb the city. And I believe we're led to believe that that's it. They do choose to bomb the city because it's just gonna.
I
It's,
don't
right.
know, man.
All the
I
cities.
didn't pick that up from that.
Well, no, because later
I
on,
got that.
when you see the crater of one of the bombs, you've learned that bombings did take place to try and neutralize the spread.
Okay.
But
I
it
didn't
did
get that.
not.
I didn't get that from that particular scene though. To
No.
me, it was like it's too late.
No, for me, well, she doesn't know if it's too late, but she's just like, if this is only happening here, bomb this city, neutralize everything.
And what gets me from that scene too is, and she says that, but also take me home first. Not
Right, so I can be with my family.
Not save me because
Right,
I'm
take
gonna
me
get
home
out.
so I can be with my
Yeah.
family.
I'm going with you, but take me home first.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah.
No, it was very powerful, very serious, and
Great
anyhow,
scene.
yeah, it was
Such
a
good
great
scene.
scene, but like believable. Like I would believe that this guy's the military, and he's gonna go back and be like, I spoke to the specialist that you had me go find, and she was like, take me home to be my family while we burn this place to the ground.
I like how a little bit of hope was like, did you get the people that got bit?
Yeah.
And then when she was like, well, how many more are left? And he was like, there's 14 that we don't
Right.
know
Can't
where
find.
they're
But
at.
also,
her
she
face just dropped.
no,
Like,
the
that's
worst,
it.
the worst part was she said, because it started with the girl who bit them, and she said, but who bit the girl?
Yeah.
And he
Oh,
said,
that's
I don't
right.
know. And that is actually the moment where her face drops. Because if the others are still out there, she's like, hunt them down, let's finish it. No, it's we don't know who bit the girl.
Yeah.
That
I
was
just like
it.
the way they set up all that too, though, is that she's eating, whatever in that restaurant, and the two officers, whatever,
Mhm.
come in, and the entire restaurant goes quiet.
Well, yeah, because the
Right.
military police just walked
Well,
in.
and you realize that not only this is another country, but the way things are running is different in another country, are completely different than here. Like if you see cops walk into the Eveready Diner,
Right, but
you're
if
not you're not going to go, what the heck?
But
is
if you
going
saw MPs walk into the Eveready Diner,
on?" everybody would look, but it wouldn't
Right.
go. You
Oh, it
wouldn't
wouldn't go
hear a
dead
pin drop.
silence.
That's my point.
You
Like
know?
everyone's like, this is bad.
well, yeah, I know. But I
I
also,
just thought that was well done.
I thought, well, I know it was incredibly well done. But A, you're right, it's a different country. B, it's a smaller restaurant. C, like that is their military police. I feel all those
Yeah.
elements like played together. Anyhow, it's a great scene. It was a great opener for
She does
this
the,
episode.
She does like an autopsy. That was like,
And a terrifying autopsy because this is
Yeah.
where we meet the tendrils.
yeah.
Also,
They're
these
still
things
alive.
are all. So of course I've had to Google and watch clips on YouTube about the game. So these are all things alluded to in the game, right? But we're never fleshed out before. This series is fleshing these things out. Also, it's spores in the game to get infected. So people were wearing a lot of face masks. They decided to go with tendrils for the show, but I forgot their reasoning for it.
Well, because you want to be able to see people's faces, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to take Pedro Pascal and your other main actors and put a mask on their face.
God
No.
forbid.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sure there was a couple other elements of that.
No, yeah, the elements were, I believe they talked about it after the credits. The elements were the spores thing was hard to be realistic because spores are so much more expansive than just one area. So the tendrils, they actually made up with the original creator of the video game, and No,
Right, because
yeah,
he's
that's-
co-writing the show.
He
so
is.
it's
directed
good.
this
He's co-writing the
episode.
show.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
directed this
Yeah, he
episode.
directed the episode.
And it was just it's a really great idea. It's actually a really great idea, and it's terrifying.
Also, we see how dangerous the tendrils are at the end of this episode.
Yes.
Right.
Because it's so much more than just like, oh, you're infected. We learn they're like trees. They communicate through the ground and
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
Which really, the beginning and the end of the episode are the only things that matter to me.
Yeah.
Everything else is very tired, drawn out.
But listen,
The
okay,
exposition.
Here are some things that I loved about it, though. When she woke up, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting in the grass
Mhm.
with the sunlight shining on
Right
her.
on her,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything else is in the darkness,
Well,
giving you that
it's similar.
symbolism
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
she's the hope for this show.
I also think that's a scene right out of the game, isn't it?
That scene is not quite the scene, but the dialogue that
Is
she
the
had,
same,
where
right?
she
The
was like,
dialogue
"I
is
didn't
very
ask
similar.
for this."
Yeah.
Well,
Like that is right out of the
And
game.
there was another thing when she's eating the sandwich. I said, wait a minute.
when she gets sandwich, right?
She's eating bread. Is the flour still bad?
but
Like,
they're eating
or- you
bread
know what
too.
I mean?
Yeah, I think they were eating bread.
Maybe
too,
they
though.
just cultivated,
like new
something, yeah.
something
They
new.
could have, yeah, they could have cultivated new flour.
Yeah, it's been
which
20
I don't
years.
even know where I don't know logistics of it. But
That was a
like,
hearty sandwich too,
To
bro.
me, this episode breaks down to, I mean, obviously you get the story of the cold open in Jakarta, but nothing of consequence as far as moving the plot goes along.
Yeah,
You just get information on what this is and what
Yeah.
situation
and
we're
it's
in.
the intense moments.
Well, there's
You
intense
know what I
moments,
mean?
but like you learn about the tendrils, you learn about what's kind of happened as opposed to we need to get to X, Y, and Z, and this is where we're
Yeah.
gonna move along. That's fine because you learn what the actual setting of
But-
the world we're in now.
my main thing about this episode, and by thing I mean a good thing. Who's the actress's name that plays Ellie?
Bella Ramsey.
She's pretty good.
Incredible.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's incredible, and she's making this character so likable, and like
And real.
She
she
got
real
bit
and
again.
doing so.
Yes.
Yeah, she got bit
She
again,
got
which
bit again.
actually
And so
doesn't
did,
happen in the game, but
What's her name?
Yeah, that's
Tess.
toward the end. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Tess, who by the way, great actress. She was on
Yeah,
Fringe. If you haven't seen
Yes,
Fringe,
that was
watch
great.
Fringe.
Yes.
I
Anna
didn't think
Torv.
she was gonna go so quick though.
Wasn't she dating?
yeah, she goes really quick in the game.
Yeah?
Daryl
Very
Dixon
quick.
for a while.
But you know what? She's very in the game. You see how badass she is in the show, right? In the game, she's so much more badass.
Yeah.
Like she's such a capable, cool character. And but this actress, obviously
Yeah, she sells it beautifully.
sells it so well, and
And-
there is that like Tess is kind of like the brains, and she like aims Joel. You know what I mean? And but they have a great relationship. But yeah, I've been replaying the game, and she's just so cool in the game.
Yeah, I didn't pick up I was like, yo, she's getting real testy with him. Like,
Yeah.
Right, but it's like because she's like
wow, okay, can you
she's
show
like
the
I'm
attitude?
running
What's
out of time.
going
And
on?
in the meantime, she's like I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
This girl is Hope, and you got to just listen to me and do what you got to do.
There are some changes though that I'd like to discuss after you get here.
Where do you think she got bit?
Everybody so far.
Who? Tess?
Well, they
Because
split
I
off.
think
Showed
no,
that.
no.
They split off.
No, when they split off.
Oh, in the other room
When
she
they
was
split up.
battling
You
the-
think that's when it was, and not
Yes.
beforehand?
Yeah,
No, definitely then.
yeah.
That
Which was
the,
pretty cool
clickers.
because that looked
Yes.
like a video game.
The only thing that
Right,
I like that part.
dude. That whole part. First of
Yeah.
all,
Even
The-
episode 1 had a lot of video
the
game.
effects,
Yes.
the practical effects are incredible.
they really
The
are.
clickers.
Incredible. And whoever's in the clicker makeup, the movements are so spot on, and they're so terrifying, and they're just doing.
They're more
just doing a really
terrifying than
good
the
job.
game.
Man, I watched.
See, I haven't played
Then
it,
the
so-
game. Like I think in the show it actually is like more.
Oh
free.
yeah, it helps seeing it.
Yeah.
Why aren't they
Like,
aiming for the head? Clearly, that's the best shot.
They do aim for
Yeah,
the head
but
often,
it
but
doesn't-
not all of them.
You shoot them in the head in the game, they don't go down.
No.
Yeah, you gotta empty clips, but
But the key is they have to have no brain activity, right?
yeah, it's like
You know what I
essential.
mean?
Yeah,
Because when I seen when they shoot him in the head, it kind of stops them a little more.
a little bit. Yeah, it does
They're
stun
like
them in the
shooting
game
at
as well.
body. I'm like, you've
Yeah.
been at this for 20 years.
Yeah.
Why are
Yeah, but
shooting
you
at
you
his
gotta
body?
know if you learn to shoot, you shoot center mass. You take go for the big whatever you can hit. If someone's running at you, shooting them in the leg, forget that. You're gonna miss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take it down and then you to the head.
So they're going through the whole thing. They have to get to the main building,
Capitol building.
the Capitol building.
Oh,
The only thing that kind of took me out of that.
I got something to say. Really big missed opportunity. At the end of the first episode, you see that collapsing building into the other building. That's actually a giant set piece and a level in the game that I feel like was a very missed opportunity because it's such a good level. And I'm sure they do it for like pacing reasons and stuff like that, but just what goes on, it's such a great set piece. So they kind of teased us and didn't
Well, what's
pay
the
off.
point of going in there in the game?
It's just to get through.
It looks cool.
Like
It's-
all those,
it's just to get through.
in the
It's-
game, like all those buildings are kind of connected.
Right.
Like the museum,
Yes.
that
Yes.
hotel,
Yes.
that's all really connected through like
It's
the path of the
connected.
level.
Yeah, it's the path, and it was very. It sucks, but I mean,
Oh, they don't have infinite budget, so I
Exactly.
give them a pass.
yeah. But just to cock tease us is rough.
Yeah.
No, I know how much you enjoyed that.
So they come to an impasse because one of the buildings fell. Tess goes out there. Joel and Ellie have a moment. Tess comes back, gets them, and then they see the view and they see the little hive. Like you realize it's like a hive now. Like they're all connected.
Right.
They
Like-
don't like the sunlight, if you notice. too.
Yeah. And they're like a wave. They look like they're moving in like a
Yes.
wave or something like that. And what it is that people are trying to get to the QZ, so they get caught there because they think they can make it through, and that's why that thing keeps building and building to more and more people.
And
Right.
that's the way they were gonna go too, right? Because then
Yeah,
when they first walk in,
that's the short way.
That's the short way, or
Yeah.
they can go the long way.
Then they have to do a long
The
way.
short way's the dead way.
Yeah. So just to speed forward, they make it to the Capitol building, and Tess, they find out. Well, Ellie figures it out. She goes, "Oh snap, she's infected." And Joel's like, "Why's that?" Because they walk in the building and everybody's dead in the building.
Mm-hmm.
All
And-
the fireflies that
yeah,
they're supposed
yeah.
to meet.
The people they're supposed to meet, they're all dead. And Joel's like, "No, we gotta go back now. This is done."
Right.
Tess is like, "No, this girl, she's been bit twice.
Right.
Like, what other sign do you want?" And she says the line to him like, "Save some." What do you say? Save those who can be saved, or a line like, "Save somebody."
Take the victory or something.
Yeah, or
like that.
save somebody, and it clicks for him, and he just grabs Ellie, and they start running. But before that, I thought was cool was when they showed how the hive works,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and he touched it, and then you see the zombies, and they all get a tingle from the hive, and then they start coming. I was like, yo.
In daylight, no less.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, we gotta move.
Yeah, I was like, that's terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Well, because you could be anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrifying. And then I thought when they were coming through and Joel's getting her out of there, I didn't think Tess was gonna light that thing on fire. I was like, oh man. is
I
she
knew
really
she was.
not?
It was how creepy was it? Where that guy's tongue kissing
Oh
with the
my
things?
god.
Yeah.
they did that
Tendrils.
was
Now,
crazy.
tendril
I
kiss.
got the feeling that
The
was like.
internet exploded in horror.
Yeah.
I want you to know
That
immediately.
was terrifying,
I got the
though.
feeling though that she knew who that was.
No,
The
she
look
did
on
it.
her face when he's walking towards her was not like.
Yeah. 'cause
Like,
why don't
she
you just
ca-
let him do that.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, she looked like it
because-
was-
You're probably terrified.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
number one, she's scared. Number two, she doesn't want to get distracted from trying to light the lighter.
but
Number
you could still
three,
be doing that
the
the whole time.
tendrils were probably calling out to the infection
I
inside
thought
her.
that was it
I
too.
feel that's
Yeah.
everything that was
I
going
thought
on.
it was- she couldn't
That's probably
control
why
it.
she
Right.
didn't get mauled.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that little bit of free will she still had left, she's there.
Oh, that's
Right,
definitely
like
why.
that.
And that was
they all
great.
ran by her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like World War Z, where
Right. That's exactly what I
they
got.
went. We don't
Yeah.
need to get this one. We already got her.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Joel and Ellie get out.
Yep.
Tess
Watch this.
manages to blow the whole thing like boom,
It's a big boom.
and that's pretty much the end of the episode.
And Ellie just like watches.
That was a little bit different in the game. Like they get to the Capitol and she's bit. That's all the same like that. It was soldiers from like the zone that came after them.
Yeah, I read that it was soldiers coming after them, and they switched it to the infected.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because this was a great opportunity to show how frightening it truly is. They truly are. That's really
No,
cool.
it was actually better. I think it was better
I
than the
liked
game.
it like a little
Alright.
better with
I
it.
think it was
Well,
better.
And
than
I
the game.
think it's great that you've got like a professional screenwriter and the scripter from the guy who scripted the game together. You know, I think that's amazing.
All right. So that's episode 2. I'm excited for episode 3 for this Bill and Frank.
Episode 3 is
characters.
interesting
Mhm.
because
Um,
Bill, what's that guy's name that plays Ron?
It's
And,
because you ask, I'm gonna blank.
The guy who's playing Bill.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it looks like he's playing Bill very differently than in the game. Because Bill's a very paranoid person. He pretty much runs. He has this whole area of the city locked down by himself. He has booby traps and everything. Very unlikable person, but likable at the same time. And it's very interesting. I'm not 100% sure, obviously, where they're gonna take it, but yeah, very different, very very different.
Nick
What?
Offerman.
Nick Offerman. Nice.
All right. I give this a 9.5. I'm not gonna give it a 10.
Give it an 8.
I give it a 9.5.
I
It's
think
a,
I'd
it's a
give it
step
a
back,
9.
but it's
It
not.
was
It's
good.
not bad.
9.
Like I was a little
What's
bit
this?
skeptical when I originally saw
There.
the trailer, and I thought like, oh man, like they're gonna make this like video game adaptations.
You sure?
And this one's coming through like the best of them.
Cliff?
I give it an 8.
Paul?
This is the opening, great. The ending, great. The
Right.
dragged out middle, not great, and that's where it lost points for
And
me.
not much happens. And it's not even just not much happens. The interaction between them is very kind of eh.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, we got like a really great start, cool background exposition, and then I was like, okay, all right, oh yeah, you're asking Ellie the same questions over and over. All
I mean,
right,
this is the
like,
This is the perfect episode where she's asleep, where you get there's a the tropey dream sequence where you find out some of her backstory. Not the whole thing, maybe 2 minutes worth, and then you flash. She wakes up because whatever. Perfect opportunity to do that, but it's fine. I'm not the writer, but
Mhm.
not a whole lot happened. It just, which is fine, but like you said, you learn about the tendrils. You learn that they can hear really well, but they can't see at all.
I can't see.
You
at
see how great
all.
these sets are.
Right.
Yeah.
The sets are just.
They're mirror images of the game, pretty much.
Yeah, well, a lot of the places are, and they're doing the monsters so right, and you get to see the caliber of acting. It's just, it's this is gonna be. I'm pretty sure as long as they don't like severely fuck this up, it's gonna be a pretty special show.
All right. So that's episode 2, guys. What do you guys think in the comments? Leave it below. Please like, share, and subscribe. We also have a ton of other videos on our channel, reviews of multiple shows. We got new comic book day. We got everything for you guys. So hit like and subscribe, share with your friends.
What about a show you want us to review that we don't watch yet?
Yeah, you want us to do a show? Put it in the comments. We'll do it.
As long as it's not on Disney Plus, we're gonna do it.
All right. So
They
from
all
the
can't be
Council of
Paramount Plus,
Comics,
Joey.
from the Council of Comics to the rest of you guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.